Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and this is your weekly tarot guidance for the week of December 4th through the 10th of 2017. Where has the year gone? It's December already. I cannot believe it. Now, as we go into this week, I want to remind everyone Mercury has just gone retrograde. Okay, we are also on the heels of the full moon in Gemini. So those are both affecting our week, even though they're not something that I would normally mention. On the 9th, Mars will be entering Scorpio. Yay, Mars is going home. This is wonderful if you're a Scorpio. Maybe not everybody will like the vibe. Mars is very aggressive. And one of the things that you're going to see here on more of a global level, with everything that you see going on in the news and everything, you're going to see more energy being used to get to the truth, whatever that is, okay? Whether it's your truth or the truth about someone else, it's coming out. Now, of course, all of these do have corresponding Patreon readings, to go with them, explaining them. And one of the things that I want to mention is that it will probably be starting in January. The sun sign horoscopes that I do, actually tarot guidances, are going to include more detailed information in the beginning regarding each transit and how it will affect your sign for the month. So be sure to listen to those because the format is changing and they will be lengthier videos. And like I said, I think it will be in January. So one of the other things that I want to bring up about this Mars in Scorpio and the energy that you're using is that Mercury is retrograde. Okay, so use your energy to take care of the things that you have already begun. January will be a much better time for the new things that are on your list once you get past the 10th. Okay, keep that in mind, and I think that you'll find that this energy is really going to help you accomplish quite a bit. Now, as I put these cards down, I couldn't help but think to myself, holy guacamole, Batman. I know, that just sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But what a difference this month brings in attitude, in perspective, the whole 9 yards. Whatever it is, like where you've persisted, I really think you have overcome, finally. And it probably happened in November. For most people, as November played out, there were like, okay, how am I going to make this happen? For some, it was easier than others. For others, it took, okay, I can do this. I can, stand up, make it happen, and just, using your determination to get it done. So keeping in mind that it's holiday season, that Saturn is in Sagittarius, I do not think there's any coincidence there, that the universe planned it this way. Because the sun in Sagittarius is a much lighter energy. Sagittarius is a fun-loving sign, and I'm certainly not going to say that everyone is worry-free because I doubt that. But I do feel that there is a much better feeling in the air. If you think back, even over the last, say, 3 years of how things have been, at holiday time, maybe you didn't feel all that festive. You were like, just let me get through it, that type of thing. I think this year, even if it's not the holiday season that you want for yourself, because I do feel, as I say this, that like hits the nail on the head. You have in your mind something that you really want to have take place in your life. It could be a special relationship or something like that that isn't there yet. But whatever you've just done that's put you in this much more positive frame of mind, it still has you feeling good and a reason to appreciate what you do have and enjoy the holidays that are upon us. I think this is good. This type of positivity has been a long time coming, and it's more of a mental outlook type of thing, because you wanted changes, you made changes. It wasn't an easy thing to do. But like I said, you seem to have done whatever that was going to set you free, and that was important in order to get to a real new beginning. So you're basically now, setting off in search of your hopes and dreams. And I'm going to mention again, Mercury is retrograde. Don't worry about the new stuff right now, okay? Worry about any of those things that you just have been thinking all along. Well, if I could just fix this, then I want to make this right and that right and that right. Do those things first. And then when, we get to like 4 weeks from now, when we're talking, you'll be able to start, because we have some wonderful things coming up in, the beginning of next year that are going to really help you make progress in the first 6 months of the year. Okay, so we will be talking about them. They will be included in my 2018 overview on Patreon. Very lengthy reading to help you navigate 2018. But for the time being, relax. Enjoy yourself. Maybe you can't totally relax, but I'm telling you, there's a whole different feeling this year than there has been the last few. You're moving on into new territory, and you'll really be able to explore it come next month. So just hang in there. As far as, I almost want to use the word obstacles, okay? Because you can't help yourself. You have this vision for change, and you really just want to keep on going. But at the same time, the universe is like, we're going to make you come over here and have to fix this, all right? That's okay. Just do it. Take care of what you have to take care of. This is such a big transition for you, all right? Now, I have to tell you, that hindsight is 20/20 kind of thing. Well, when you look back at, and I don't want you to dwell on it, okay? But when you look back at all of the things that you suffered through, and the losses and the disappointments, and really, you're probably feeling so much lighter now that you have closed that door. See, it's like a series of doors. This is a complicated part of the story, and yet it's not. And I think if you're someone that I talk to frequently, you probably understand what I'm saying. That what you did was difficult, but what is coming, it's intricate, is probably a better word. So you're working on a lot of things in like I said, the first 6 months of 2018. Who out there knows the, oh God, it's an old song, Joy to the World by Three Dog Night? That is probably something that you could really get into, find yourself singing, because it's just, an upbeat song, all right? And that's the theme of this week. This week is upbeat. It holds so much promise, not even just for the future, but for your wishes, for what you desire, okay? And I'm telling you, Mercury retrograde is going to make you hang up that old list, not I'm saying the old list, the new list for a little bit. You could write more things on it, but the work on it, you're going to be stalled there. I think once you've reached, because I think there's like a big turning point coming in March, by April, you're going to see your opening to keep on going, whatever that's about, okay? Like I said, one-on-one conversations, I think you really understand what I'm saying here. This is important. So, but you have so much to do right now. Don't worry about the new list. This really seems to be a time to, I want to say, think about what you do have, and the happiness that you're creating. It's a very methodical type of thing, okay? In other words, you're not rushing into the next part, but once you get past this Mercury retrograde, especially this one, I think, you're going to feel that your view is less obstructed, and you're like, you're on your way, okay? So patience until next month with that. But see, this is supposed to be a weekly reading, but it really wants to tell you so much more. And that's because very often, like when we're sitting here and it's this week, we still have all these things in our mind that we want to have happen. And the universe is saying, take your time, work on whatever. This has brought a new routine into your life. For some of you, you've moved, maybe you're still working at the same place. So, you're traveling in a different direction. You're adjusting to that. That's okay. Whatever's going on, just go with the flow. Take your time with it. Keep everything in your life balanced. All right. By the new moon, which is, let me see, on the 18th. in Sagittarius. I mean, that'll be coming up in another weekly. You're releasing so much pain. Okay, it's just like a shower that pours over you. I can't explain it. It's just done. Just wash it away. You're really, I want to say by February, full speed ahead. Okay, in a very creative way. So what are you going to do this week? I think you can look at that list. I think that, whatever you have going on, like I said, there's obstacles to the new stuff, but most of the old stuff's done. But I think it's just that, like, let me get my life in order. Let me enjoy the holidays. Let me see what's going on here and pace myself with the rest so that it's done right. Because one of the things that's very obvious from this reading is that you have learned so much, not just about the universe, but about yourself. And I think that the lessons have really hit home over these last few months. And also right now, you're still at the tail end of Saturn in Sagittarius, and there'll be a lengthy Patreon reading on that as well, where it moves into Capricorn later this month, and I'll be talking about that. So all my money, if I was a betting person, is on, getting to January and just doing what you have to do this month. I'm telling you, just pace yourself. Do the old Mercury retrograde thing. Slow down a little bit. It's okay. You've already crossed the finish line, and you're not in a race. You may have hit a starting line, but you're not in a race to get somewhere. You're in charge of what's going on now. So there's no reason for all of this rushing around and trying to make it all happen at once. Your goals, they will still be there. And you're the one creating your wishes. I love this. I absolutely love this. But it's a little bit difficult right now to be as grounded as you would like to be to make them all happen. And while you have taken your power back, you may not totally be feeling it. And that's because of Mercury. It just tends to put up those roadblocks and say, well, hold it right there. You're over here trying to rush off and do these things. You know the deal. Rethink, redo, renew, refresh. Renew your faith in the universe. Renew your faith in yourself. Allow yourself to enjoy this month and what it brings. And, if you take any time out for reflection, certainly pausing to go, wow. And just think back over the last couple of years, the holiday season. It was a whole lot different. It didn't even matter if there were people around. It probably felt a little bit lonely. Like you being stuck with your problems, with your issues, but you've put them to rest. And now, if there's anything else that you feel, is before you that you want to tackle, you're going to do it. You're going to start doing it in the next couple of months. So you have won. There's no two ways about it. Take the time out this week to think, to feel, to understand. If you meditate. All right? Ponder your future. And, cherish what you do have. But for the moment, take a conservative approach. There's no rushing to get there. And you'll see why. As I said before, and if only we could understand things ahead of time the way we need to. Hindsight is 20/20. When you look back over how things have worked out for you, you'll be like, you know what, I kind of get all this right now. So even the thing, relationships, boy, your feelings, your thoughts, your views, they've changed a little. They could go from one extreme to the other. It just feels that way. Is it time to call a truce with someone, or is it time to just put a relationship to rest? I think that now is more, I want to say, a moment for review. So if you're revisiting a situation regarding someone, now does not appear to be the time to make the decision, okay? I don't think that all the clarity that's necessary is there. We're really talking, let's get past that January 10th date and see what kind of things start coming up, because we'll be coming back into, eclipse season and all of that before you know it. And that will be the time that'll probably shake things up and help you bring the other changes that you're looking for. So, this week, it has such a positive overtone to it, but it's your, wanting to get further, the universe gave you an inch, you want to take a mile, and the universe is going to say, no, hold up, enjoy where you are, appreciate what you have, and strut your stuff in the face of all the success that you do have. There's nothing here to prove, okay? You've already proven, and the only person you really need to prove it to is yourself. When you stop, and this is one of the things that's most predominant here, when I see you look back and just kind of, wow. The wow is about you. The wow is about what you did and how much you managed to overcome, okay? In spite of society, in spite of, all the rules and regulations that tend to get in the way. And I don't know why that is, but yeah, sometimes it has to do with other people's beliefs, and maybe they've clashed. There's a lot of things that were going on here, but the success is yours. And this is a time that if you're in a position to be having fun, that you should be having fun. Just enjoy it. I really think that that's one of the bigger messages of the week, is to not take life so seriously right now. Although all those difficult times are way behind you, and it's time to move forward. Your rewards that you're patiently waiting for, like I said, I feel that there's something else that you want. And this it's like whatever you just did, from November to now, October to now, whatever, it kind of opened the floodgates for the next part. Like the floodgates of emotion and your thoughts and all these things that you want to see happen. But now's not the time, okay? And we're back to the word patience again. It's partly because Mercury is retrograde, yes. But in the meantime, know that there is a fairness that has been returned to your life. And, you just need to approach everything with that, where you look at everything, the pros, the cons, the whole bit, both sides of the story. So don't start with any woe is me, I got all this done, but I still feel trapped. I kind of think that that new plan shows up around March, because April, I'm telling you, the opening is there, and you're going to take it, and you're off doing something new. So this week is meant for you to appreciate the value of what you have. Be happy, enjoy life, and don't be the pessimist and say, well, this didn't happen and that didn't happen. Look at what did. I always say it's not about whether the cup is, half full or half empty. The cup can always be refilled. And your cup right now is really overflowing, whether you see it or not. And you need to just believe in you. So I want to thank you all very much for being here, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care.